Every time I turn on this mic, I question life and the purpose behind words that I've been serving to the likes of those who worship and exert their service furthering their plight. Let their eyes wander then and ponder on to light up this night. My goal has always been consistent, be different by being me. But the why of my mission has been disfigured through my reach. If the quiet trance I'm mentioning is living in defeat, then why do I bother teaching lessons without qualifying those who feast? Knowledge is power manifested through unending forms. So the cowardice and prejudice I find in sending songs isn't obviously biased, but the tide's been rending norms and I'm left staring at this mangled worm society has born. Every day my eyes open, that question perpetuates, and it perpetrates these mood swings I embrace and yet I hate. Why bother? Why does it matter? Why squabble if all this plasters is the faultless damage we'd rather never admit exists or gathers? It's a heart thing, I guess. The issues we all ignore. The voices calling to the war inside what's already been torn. Our psyche boxes up and discards any obvious hope, because to be let down from that leads many men to dope. When hope's deferred, life becomes barely more than meaningless, but it shapeshifts into obsessions over highs that leave us paralyzed. And I've seen the needles dug into the sand on which my kids swing, and I'm left both disappointed by it and disgusted by what I think. How can you light the pipe and stick that needle while your kids watch? But how can I let depression feast on all that I let my kids watch? How can you drift in clouds when that floor is swiftly approaching? But how can I escape that my own vices rob me of hope? My diagnosis has become this giant entity I hide from. It grew into this thing that I can't find the time to tell off. And as someone intimately acquainted with that hurt from the fall, I'm stuck in a loop where time stops and yet I feel it marching on. This must be a psychosis, a zymosis of time broken, a pride growing inside a contrived gnosis that I've never even believed in until I met my ghosts when they shaped my children's faces and led me to find a spokesman. My meeting with him made me second guess my own reality and question all these paths I see that lead me to catastrophe, a pressure I couldn't imagine. We put measures on these tasking kings while death looms and instant tragedies get crept through wishful masteries. These words might not reach anyone else. So back to why. Why bother if my art is cornered and gets left to die? Why acknowledge my enforcement of this planetary collide if when the dust settles, it shows me this picture of where I lie? I guess I do this so my children can grow up and learn me, so they can see I still fought back behind these bars atop my journey. They can listen and then find out I'm a part of something worthy, or they might discard my efforts as an experience in learning. Either way, I still trek until I get filled. Best to keep tilling the fields wet from the sweat I still feel. Next is my millionth pill, pressed into healing the real, except when it stifles me and I'm left unfilled, then I guess it kills. So I guess that's why indeed. If you find out, let me know. Until then, I'll be scripting my own way out of this broken home, because that's my why.